Hellos, and we're back here with a Greenhorn Cup game, and we've got Tonnoman against Sox. They're both on Maverick, and here you can see Tonnoman is on Lehr, which is an interesting division because your Panzer units, they have to come, as you can see, either no transport, which is not a good idea, you don't want them walking in, or in the half track, which is pretty slow, 53 kilometers an hour, so not great. But they do come, as you can see, with Panzer every unit for 30 points, which is good. It's just the slow transport kind of counters that effect in a way. So he's trying to deal with this. So in A phase, he's got a couple of those cards coming in A with 1-star vet, so 12 altogether, a Pioneer, and then Stern Pioneer, some faster units. These can come in the open blitz, so get there on time, and another Pioneer in B. Again, you really need to do this just for the speed more than anything. But this, unfortunately, makes it difficult to afford leaders. So she's got 52 units of infantry, and because this is an armor-based deck, we've got a decent amount of armor in here. The Pumas do nice work. Got SPW, the 234, which is the autocannon, and they got even more autocannons in B, and the Puma can be there for taking out some tanks and stuff, because it's got 100mm pen, quite nice. Only 6 damage though, but pretty decent machine, decent rate of fire on it. He's not opted for the Panzers, the Panther or the Panther, the Panzer or the Panther out of Clara, which you can sort of afford because the reasonable price, the availability. Maybe in B it might be a bit more worth it, but for the Panzer 4, I think this can be quite nifty if you take it in A at 1 vet. Can become useful, but yeah, not essential from this division at all. And he's used a Panther Ds, which is a solid option. I'm going to do a tier list. I've been working on it for a while. About I'm basically doing every division based on the armor, which is 100 points upwards. So yeah, that will be coming out fairly soon, and then I'm going to reassess some of them once the DLC releases on Thursday it is. But in terms of the armor, I think there's only the second Panzerlos, the new Hungarian division coming up, which it doesn't really have that much armor. I'll tell you whereabouts it would go in the tier list. Anyway, yeah, so the Panther Ds here, these are cheaper and they've got better availability than the Panther A. So 1 star in B, you get 4 of these, whereas the Panther A at 1 star you only get 2, and they cost 10 more points. And the 10 points you're paying is basically for an extra 10 millimeters of armor at the front, which does help, but the availability of these things, I think the Panther Ds, it's just better in terms of cost efficiency. He's not opted for the Tiger though, which I was surprised. I think the Tiger is better than these in my opinion. And he's up against Vyborg though, so he's probably looking to deal with some heavier armor. If I'm correct, I think Vyborg might have an IS-2. Panther 3 there, and in the anti-tank, the best, and he's only using 1 card of these, which is a mistake. If I was doing this, I would just max these out. I would take, well, I'd take 3 cards in here at least. I'd rather take those than the Panzer 4s or possibly even the Panther A. But he is up against, he is building his division to be up against an IS-2, I do believe. If I'm wrong about that, then I think this is a mistake. Anyway, AA, decent AA in there. Nice mortars, and he's just opted for fighters. They don't have amazing options. You've got a couple of these cards. These are really good, but the availability is pretty low and they're quite expensive. So yeah, taking a card in B might be worth it if you play Maverick. And the rockets, and they've got really good availability. These look really good, but only 2 rockets, that is the problem. They're only really going to be useful if there's no AA around. So, and they're expensive, so yeah, risky option. And bad resilience recon planes, never been a big fan of these, but for 20 points, that's alright. That's not too bad, good, but the speed is just ridiculously bad on this one. At least this one is fast, but the availability is pretty bad on it. Anyway, let's go and have a look at Sox's deck now. Right, here we are. There's Sox's deck, and you can see this is what the problem's going to be, the IS-2s. It's got leader in A, and another one in A there. These things are beautiful. These things are really, really good. So he's taking 7 of them in B. Everyone goes on about Churchill's being terrible. The Churchill 4 is good at destroying tanks. I mean, really good at destroying tanks with the AP. 115mm. The rate of fire is ridiculous, especially double vet. It's like 16 rounds per minute. That is amazing, to say the least. And what makes this especially good, the Soviet version of these tanks, they also have HE, which is one thing which is terrible about the British divisions not having any HE shells in them whatsoever. So this tank is doubly better than the Commonwealth versions, I would say. And I believe the machine guns are better as well. It's got the Besser, whereas have they got the Vickers on the British ones? Is this better than Vickers? I don't know. Well, someone can tell me maybe. And I've got a T-26 Spam in B, KV-1S. Yeah, really nice tank, 60 points as well. Again, this is kind of a bit like a better version of a Churchill in a way. It's got better frontal armour, just about, and the pen's not quite as good. But yeah, the Churchill can just completely outbox it in terms of rate of fire. So a KV-1S and a Churchill 4 in combination, because your opponents, they automatically fire on the heaviest armour. So if this guy's up front, the KV-1S, and this is just a bit further behind it, you can do some serious damage with those. Again, quite light on infantry, so both tabs light on infantry. Got Razvetska in here. BA-10's always worth taking. When you've got this availability on them, 5, 4, I tend to go for 3. But personal choice, yes, some of them have lower availability. It's 4, 3, and then 2. But when it's the higher ones, I tend to put them on 3 stars. These things, these should be fun to see. Yeah, there's only this division has this unit, but it's pretty bad. There's 1,500 meter range. It's only got 15 frontal armor as well, so yeah, it's not going to hold up to any kind of tank fire whatsoever. One card of Michiki, and he's not brought them on motorbikes, and I don't know why. These are 90. Are these? And oh, do you know what? I never noticed that before. The Jeep's actually faster. I need to change my decks again. So yeah, there's always something to learn in this game. He's not opted for a commander, and he's got the Andruskias, whereas his opponent has the what are called, Nebelwerfers. His air looking pretty good. Hurricanes are good for hanging about. They're really slow, but if they get ahead on, if they get onto anything, and they do look beautiful in the white. But if they get a plane in their sights and they can shoot at it, they will do serious damage, as you can see. LA7, really good plane for chasing things down. Medium resilience as well. Anyway, let's get to it now. Alright, here we are, and as you can see we are on Ostrono, which is not a common map to see, because this is not in the quick play pool for some reason. I have no idea why it isn't. It used to be really badly unbalanced, because there used to be a flag around here, or the blue flag used to be here and it's hard to get to. Now it's not so bad. I think lots of people still complain about this being terrible, but not really. The biggest issue is the reinforcement roads over here, because if you're coming down this road, I do believe I saw something saying they've fixed it. I'm not sure if this is on the 1v1 map or on the larger version of this map, the multiplayer, like 10v10, which spans across this entire area. Oh, have we started? No, not quite yet. So yeah, I need to check this out, because I believe like if you try and reinforce here, they go all the way down here, and then round here, rather than, I think it's quicker to go down this road. I'm not exactly sure. what the issue was, or it could be over here. But you have to be careful when you're reinforcing, so just keep an eye out on that. From this side, it can be a bit problematic. But the advantage is you can get across the map up and down here, as you can see, like through this area, much more easily. So if you need to reposition units, and you've got this road as well, to either side of the main hill in the center here, it's easier to do that. And again, from this side, from this reinforcement road as well, it takes a bit of time. It is not that easy to get to like here on the road. You sort of have to come in through here and get into the forest. But you can kind of get to here maybe a tad quicker. But I don't think that's a problem. But the biggest problem used to be here, but like I said, now it's not too bad. But blue, if you rush into here and take this forest, you can really start to shut down red side. And then they've got to come across here and all the way across the open ground here quite slowly, so that can be a problem. So as red side, you really need to get a heavy presence into this area quite quickly and reinforce it. Yeah, because if you lose this forest, it can be really, really bad. If you don't have anything to get back in around here and deal with anything covering the road, big problem. Again, the other option would be then come through this reinforcement, come up onto the hill, and then try and offer supporting fire from here or from here to kill whatever is causing you issues over this direction. But I say it's much more balanced than it used to be now. Still not fantastic. I struggle to say what side is worse than the other. I do think blue is still probably a bit worse in a way, but depending on division, if you're playing something fast and you get this side, you can get in here, then you've got good CQC, you can get in here, cause problems, rush into here, cause problems. You can hold these two flags very well, cut off the reinforcement road. You're already 2 flags up, and you can slowly progress over into these ones as well. So you can do some serious work. And if they try to counter you on this side, then they can probably get into this flag, but it's much more difficult to attack on these blue flags down here. So it's one of those awkward maps. You need to sort of be prepared for both scenarios. Whereas from the red side, you want to be more open. From the blue side, I think you want to be more CQC orientated. And yeah, and because you don't know what side of the map you're going to start on, always an issue. Anyway, we're off now. Enough of my rambling. What we got going on here? Have we got an early IS-2 coming out? No, we've not. Oh, we've got these. Oh, I didn't notice this in the deck. We've got a little flame tanks. These are fun. So we've got a DT on them and a heavy flamethrower with 160 meter range, 14 rounds per minute. So this could do some damage. We've got 2 of them as well. Coming into here, that could be a lot of fun. But considering that Panzer Lehr's got a lot of Shreks, quite a risky move to throw your armor into here. But these are only like, how much? 15 points? Yeah, 15 points, so fair enough. Alright, Lehr in the north, quick rush, is going straight for the town here. Trying to get into both. PTRS should deal with both of these motorbikes, 1 and 2. Might be able to deal with the Puma. What's the frontal armor on this thing? Maybe not. But Sox in very quick to secure these flags. Desperately trying to get into this area and secure this. Got Yagdi Panzer IV coming in already. Solid piece of armor. As you probably heard me say repeatedly by now, this is, in my opinion, the best piece of armor in the game in terms of cost efficiency. Panzer III on the road, which is it going to be staying there? Oh no, it's going up onto the hill. Might get taken out by the PTRS, potentially. Big present from Sox in the south. Got Sturmoviki, Strelky DP as well to help out. A couple of Nichiki in here as well. The flame tanks are slowly moving up. So Sox looks like he's doing okay to start. Just this could be problematic for him now. He's not brought any CQC infantry in this area, but he's just noticed that. Bring out the IS-2 Comrati. So once this gets on the road here, he can pretty much cut off anything else coming into this area. Then, and Tonnoman's already going for it. Going for an assault around in the north, much slower. So you sort of need to sort of build up a little force here and then come in for an attack in one big movement. Jagd Panzer 4, nice position I would say. Can snipe some things on the roads here. And if the IS-2 comes around this corner at all, not that it would, then at that range you might be able to get a nice side shot. In the south, Sox successfully into the forest here, but Tonnoman is the one with more flags at the moment because he's managed to sneak this one and this one. Success with the half track coming in here. This Ovmachiki not going to be able to hold up too much, but the Maxim has. Is it going to destroy that unit completely? Oh no, it's down to 9 men. It should be okay. A good idea would be to jump it straight back into the half track. But he's managed to sneak a couple of flags here. T-34 is now offering some support fire. And we've just got a really slow tank coming in. Tonnoman now at 1410. He's regained his flag back in the south. There's no AT in this area at the moment. T-34 is trying to reposition, but looks like it's going to get picked off. Oh no, just got out of range of the PaK-40, out of line of sight. And so yeah, there's another T-34 and BA-10 coming to this area, wanting to deal with this piece of armour. But Sox looks to have a good position at the moment. It's got a good amount of infantry in this forest. They're 2 stars as well. This T-34, as long as he gets a drop on his Panzer III, should be okay. And I believe he will, because the Strelky DP will be able to spot for him. Strelky DP might even be able to do some damage to this thing. From the side, yes it will, possibly. But at least distract it as the T-34 comes in to take it out. Yeah, Tonnoman reacting, bringing in Pioneer, Stern Pioneer, and another card of Panzergrenz. Combined should be able to deal with at least one of these Sturmoviki. But these two here be a potent force, so very close to each other. One of them will get their TNT off. In the north, all strange little bulges in the front line here. We are to a 12-12 now, and Cherno's coming in to reinforce. Yeah, and taking a bizarre. Did he redirect these, or are he just taking a really stupid route? Because the AI, it kind of, if you're reinforcing here where he sent them, it basically says, oh, what is the closest reinforcement road going back that way, which is no good because it's much quicker to coming through this reinforcement road, as you can see. So when Eugene was saying that fix the reinforcement roads, clearly they've not fixed it on the 1v1 yet. So yeah, you need to bring them in here, and then as soon as they come onto the map and appear, then redirect them. Which is a pain, but it's the same for both sides. So it's kind of who's best at managing their reinforcement roads can sometimes win in this game. T-34 has managed to repulse the Panzer III. I assume it was them, or possibly the DP. One of the flame tanks was taken out. Again, it must have been a Panzer III. It's got that again. Lots of reinforcements coming in here. Lots of M42s, and he's going to unload them in this position. I'm surprised maybe he's going to redirect a couple of these and drive it around to here and then unload there. That would be very, very sneaky, or it's not quite in range. Get him up to this, into this forest. That'd be really nice, actually. He's not unloaded them yet, actually. Just getting them ready. Nice idea from Sox. Is it going to work out though? We'll soon see. Cherno's finally arriving. The IS-2 has repositioned. And he's firing up onto the hill. So this Puma's going to get picked off if he's not careful, as he's spotted. Oh, IS-2's got eyes on the Jagd Panzer 4 now. Tonnoman has noticed. Nice reactions there. Looks like he's just about getting out of the way in time. Has decent frontal armor. This is why it's so good, this thing. 130mm. Again, at this range, against 200mm pen, yeah, it's not too bad. It's still, you still want to get out of the danger area, but it's not too bad. Panther D in now. hoping to deal with the IS-2 Comrotty, and it is being used quite aggressively by Sox at the moment. If he gets a bit too far forward here, the Panther could take him out. The Puma survived there, was distracted. The IS-2 was distracted by the Yagdi, luckily. And PTRS does not do anything to the Panther. Moving back down south, Sox still moving in. The AT gun's not unloaded yet. Oh, looks like he's going to pop them out of cover over here and try and deal with these recon vehicles. There's a Pioneer and Stern Pioneer in there holding the line. Cherno sneaking around the back. A very interesting approach by Sox. I really do like it. No sort of play happening in the open over here at the moment. And these Panzergren still holding the flag, but probably not for much longer. The IS-2 is getting shot at by the guerrilla, but it's now retreated. And Sox finally gets his flag. And he's taken one in the south as well. So he's single ticking Tonnoman now. Still in phase A. Not long before we hit phase B, and then we're going to start seeing much heavy equipment coming in. Lots of points. The Su-76 is coming into play as well. Going straight for the forest. Which makes sense, because their range is, like I say, it's only 1,500 meters, so you don't want them out here, because they'll get picked off by AT guns and such. But bring them out around here. I like that idea. Cherno's moving in through the forest. Sturmoviki going in there too. They should be able to deal with these Stern Pioneers. This 3-man might get wiped though. Oh, they've been damaged quite heavily. Has he got any more CQC coming in? Just Cherno's. Lots and lots and lots of Cherno's by the looks of it. But he's got a single tick. The advantage is at the moment. Panthers firing. KV-1S will be able to take this down. I'm assuming it's firing at that. Yes, it is. Got a pen on it. Sox doesn't seem to have noticed just yet. Oh, and there it goes. Tonnoman, it looks like the hill is going to be a good option for him at the moment, but he's obviously afraid of this IS-2 Comrotty. And Sox is playing very well with it. He's manoeuvring it, changing positions with it, making Tonnoman think. In the north, the push is kind of been sitting back now. Is Tonnoman distracted in the south? I believe so. Yeah, a lot of action going on across the map now. M42 didn't get a kill there. T-34 at this range. He's going to get a drop on the Panzer IV. Doesn't look like it. He's taken out. That's unfortunate. He's got another T-34 in here, but no, the rest of his armor's, well, nothing much to speak of. The BA-10 can do some damage. This should be able to get the drop on the Panzer IV. It's got recon capabilities, and Panzer IV has terrible armor. Can he get him? He's going to take a couple of shots. Oh, no. Not working out. And now the flame tanks are going to go to nothing. Well, M42 gun coming in. But now we've got the Panzer Schreck in here. Yes, falling apart for Sox here. There's just not the right equipment in there at the moment. Need some heavier armor in the south. And he's bringing in loads of T-26s. These will do, in close combat against the Panzer IV, yeah, these will mop up. But the Schreck in here is definitely a danger. There's no reinforcements coming in from Tonnoman either, so yeah, Sox, it's just going to be a case of numbers. The old Soviet game of just throwing bodies in there. And there's so many cheap units. M42 has managed to sneak in and looks like he's going to take out. Are these out of... We've only got one heat shell left. Oh, that's unfortunate. Still a single tick. Got some mortars in the back as well to help out. M42 in here as well. That's going to take down the half-track for sure. Su-76 firing his machine gun at close range. He's going to get his HE off at this range as well. He's got one more. No, he's got no more heat shells left. So this guy is in serious trouble. In the north, yeah, looks fairly stacked. Tonnoman has taken a bit of time to at least get his troops into these buildings here. Be relatively safe for now. Panzer D's moving round in the north. Looks like he's hunting down the IS-2. The IS-2 looks like it has been penned. Yes, maybe this Panzer D got a shot on it. Something did for sure. Possibly the Puma had a little bit of a shot on its. The side armour on this, for the Puma, yeah, it's possible. P2's coming in now, bombing the forest. Should be able to throw this unit back quite far. It looks like Sox is going to overwhelm, but Tonnoman does have some reinforcements coming in. No armour at the moment, no. SDK have said will fall very quickly if he gets the AT guns into this area. Su-76 not quite in position to lay down fire onto the reinforcement road yet. Looks like the Pioneers are going to make it into the forest. But Sox doing just enough at the moment. 3 minutes into B now. And Tonnoman must be trying to figure out a way to break his opponent. Nebelwerfer coming in, it's always an option. And verbal wind for protection, SDK have said, looks like he's going to be focusing on the north. Not a bad idea. He's got a couple of Panzer Ds in here. He's got Panzer 4 in here as well. So, yeah, this makes sense. If the Nebelwerfer lays down fire into this town, he could overwhelm this. If the IS-2 comes down to try and support, there's a couple of Panthers in the region to help make him think twice about that, at least. Not a bad option. Or is he going to go for this area with that Nebelwerfer? It's a 300mm as well, so it's going to do some serious damage. In the south, oof, he's making a desperate attempt to hold on to this forest here. Just needs to get rid of Sturmoviki, but I don't think he will. But he's going to get their shots off. They are. Sturmoviki now retreating. Are they going to get out of... Oh, they're both taken out. Or as good as. How did they get their satchels off quicker? These 2 rounds per minute, and these are at 2 star. The Sturmoviki should have got their rounds off quicker. SDK have said, dealing with this Sturmoviki a little bit. He's just about holding on here. Is there an AA piece coming into the south? He's really investing heavily into the north, so maybe we're going to see a push from Tonnoman fairly soon in the north, and quite a heavy one at that. There's so much in the south. He's got just one flag out of it at the moment, Sox. If you can just get into this town here and deal with this pack, which you saw before, then you can then push on for this flag as well and get a double tick going. But I think the advantage is with Sox just about. He just really needs to break him in the south more. I'm surprised we're not seeing an IS-2 coming in the south or in the central area here. Churchill 4 coming in. 2 of them. Sturmoviki rocks. 2 Sturmoviki rocks. He's really looking to lock down this forest. He's already got it pretty much locked down. But these guys will deal with any Pioneer units coming in here. At the moment, Tonnoman does not appear to be filtering any more Pioneers into this area. If I was him, I'd be putting some back here into this town area with a Shrek squad in case he does get broken. But he's no way of knowing exactly how many units are in here. Yeah, these guys don't have line of sight. If they were out here earlier and they could have seen all the reinforcements coming across here, this is where recon is so important in the game sometimes. I would say especially on this map, because you've got 2 very separate arenas here. You get some recon up on the hills or into these forests here and here, so you can see what's going on. Pioneer still in there, still causing a nuisance. These Sturmoviki at 2 stars, will they... Are they going to get a drop on them? They're going to get their satchel off, but they're going to die for it, probably. Ooh, they do. That's their last satchel, and they're going for a surrender. Very nice. That is the difference about veterancy in this game. Yeah, 2 stars, you just get an extra round per minute, I believe. Oh, actually, no, where is it? Where is it? Let's find another Sturmoviki somewhere. Because these might fire a bit faster. I checked after the game if I remember. It is a 2 rounds per minute. So usually on the Pioneer units with the TNT, you have to be at 3 stars to up the rate of fire to 3 rounds per minute instead of 2. So that it's just a case of he got sight on him a bit quicker there. But it's very fragile now. But more Pioneers coming in again, unloading in the light forest. These Chernos are not going to go too far. As soon as these Sturmoviki rocks get up here, they're going to clear out these forests very quick. More reinforcements coming into here. I'm surprised he's not making a dash for this central forest here. In the north, P2 run has been attempted, but failed. There's a lot of AA in the area. Did he lose 1 P2? Or has he just put 1 in? I'm not sure if he lost one of those. Tonnoman's made a little push through in the town here. Not going much further yet, but he could take these out and get that flag. Stop the tick. Panzer Grenadiers in the open. Not going to have much fun against Strelky DP when it's in heavy cover. T-34's also laying down some supportive fire from the hill. And here we've got Andruska is out. Is he firing anywhere? He must have fired. I missed that. The Nebelwerfer, has that fired either? Doesn't look like these... Doesn't look like either of these have been used at the moment. But he must have... Yeah, this must have been used, but I can't see exactly where. Can't see any scorch marks. Possibly on the hill. Puzzling. I can't quite see where it's fallen. You can usually see some craters around, but not at the moment. Anyway, alright, so we've got 3 mortars in the south now for Sox. Laying down some fire onto the Pak 40. Very nice load of orders going down here. Fire on the Pak, lay down smoke, rush in here. And where's the rush coming? I'm surprised not to see some infantry rushing down this road right now. Su-76 in a nice position, so if something comes from this area downwards, it can snipe it if it's in a light transport. Pak 40 being fired on now. Churchills are going straight into the light forest. Sturmoviki rocks clearing out the forest as well. Single tick is still going. Hurricane coming in. He's hoping to take out some half tracks that are causing a nuisance to him. Might be successful. Yeah, good. And will likely survive. Oh, going straight over an SDK, I've said. Maybe not. They do have medium resilience, but these are quite slow, so they don't get away very quickly. Looks like he might just make it out. Maybe. Yeah. Oh, no. A lot of smoke down. Sturmoviki going across the open. I think that's a mistake. T-26 is coming out. There's going to be a Panther D at almost point-blank range coming up against them. T-26 gets a side shot onto this thing. It's done. It's absolutely done for. And there's plenty of T-26s coming in. Mortar fire coming down into the town as well. Sox is... Oh, his Andruska is firing into the forest. But nothing, I think. I don't think there's anything there, was there? No, just one unit. Maybe thought it was some armor back there. T-26 is not faring so well at the moment. We've got a Pak 40 on them and a Panther D is in there as well. Have we got more smoke coming down now? Nope, just laying down some fire. All this light armor's getting mopped up. He's lost his Sturmoviki rocks, which is pretty bad. But he's still got a single tick going. More Chinos coming in from the north. His Sturm Pioneer. Oh, going to get taken out in the transports. That's unfortunate. These might get surrendered now. Stealing against flames. Are they going to get surrendered? Oh, not quite, not quite. Oh, one of them. But he's got a single tick going at least. And we are in sea phase now, so it's what we got left on the map. And for Tonnoman, his biggest problem here is he doesn't have enough cheap units to bring into the south and reinforce. On 80 points, that's not good. Whereas Sock's still got plenty of Chernos to throw in if he needs to. Oh, Panzer Grenadiers making a bold move in here. He needs to unload those. He needs to unload those quickly. Where are they going? Oh, they've come in. He sent them here, but they've come all the way around this road. Has he spotted that yet? It doesn't look like it. Focke-Wulf taking down the P3. Nice. And we've got 1410 going now. He has got into this town, but it doesn't look like he's going to hold it for too long. Yeah, the flag is flipping back any second now. The Pack 4 has gone down at least. Churchill's coming round. If these get a side shot onto this Panther, then it's done for, really. Andruska is reloaded. The other one is not. This one not firing as of yet. Has he used this? I don't think he's used this. No, this has not been used yet, Nebelwerfer. I think he's just forgot about it. It does happen. Oh, he is just about hanging onto this flag. But it's still just a single tick. Tonnoman really needs to respond within the next 5-10 minutes. And we've just got more and more armour coming in. Lots of cheap armour. And Tonnoman decides that is enough for him. Alrighty. So, nice win by Sox there. He was heavily out-traded, but this was a problem. He just didn't have the points. Well, he didn't have the units in his division, in his deck, that he could afford to bring in enough of them to hold the south by the looks of it. I'm surprised he didn't make a last dash in the north, so Tonnoman maybe surrendering, well, I would say definitely surrendering a bit too early. As you can see, he was up on points, but yeah, it would have been a bit of a grind to get back in there. He just forgot about his Nebelwerfer, which is unusual. Did he actually use the Nebelwerfer? And I just didn't see it, and it reloaded. No, because it had 10,000 supplies, so no. Yeah, so a bit of an early surrender. But interesting game to watch. That map can be quite frustrating. Lots of people hate it before they've even played in it because they listen to what people say. I don't think it's too bad anymore. Anyway, good game by Sox, and that is that. So, goodbyes.